Yo, you are about to see the complete Webflow SEO guide based on 40 completed client projects. It's quick, just follow along and let's get started. First thing, you gotta use HTML tags. If you select an element, go to Settings panel and here you can see selection of tags. I use main on main wrapper, header on header, section on section. Here I use article tag and here I use SI tag. There is a lot more tags, make your research, just don't forget to use tags if you can and if it makes sense. Alright, next is heading hierarchy. Remember to use only one H1 per page, include a keyword in your H1 and make sure the H1 contains a summary of the page. Then in each section you continue with H2, H3, H4 and it goes on. When it comes to copy, you gotta always use meaningful and descriptive text and don't forget to squeeze a couple of keywords on all pages. Last thing from essentials, you gotta always use descriptive URLs. For example, on a pricing page, you will always have /pricing, nothing else. That's everything from essentials. Let's move on to project settings. First, we will cover General tab. Here, make sure you always select Favicon, this is this small icon, and Webclip. Webclip is image that displays on bookmark websites. It has more uses, but let's save this one for now. Next, always fill out language code and don't forget to select time zone. That's everything from General tab. Now we will move to Publishing tab. On Publishing tab, we always make sure that our www domain is set as default and we make sure that the first 4 options here are always on. We want to enable SSL, we want to minify HTML, we want to minify CSS, and we want to minify JS. That's everything from Publishing tab. Let's move to SEO. On the SEO page, we want to make sure that Webflow subdomain indexing is off. We want to make sure that auto-generate sitemap is on. And last thing, we fill out robots. You can copy-paste this one. That's everything from project settings. Let's get back to the website. When it comes to website settings, we want to make sure that every page has title tag, 50 to 60 characters, and every page also has to have meta description, 150 to 160 characters. Title tag is usually a summary of site's content, provoking emotions. Meta description, on the other hand, further explains what users discover on the page. Then we also have to select Open Graph. That's this image that displays when you share your link on social media. Make sure to include your value proposition or USP in the image so you increase the click-through rate. Now let's go over to Image tab, and here we always have to make sure that every descriptive image has alt text set. This alt text is accurate description of what the image contains. On the other side, images that are not descriptive has to be always set to decorative. That's Image tab, and now let's talk about buttons. Important buttons. It's important to set them to prefetch because a lot of people will click on these buttons, and if you want to improve conversions, it's good if the sites load faster. Don't overdo this. Make sure you prefetch only one most important page, which is usually the sales page. Next one, let's cover 404 page. Here we want to make sure that we always have helpful links. I like to navigate users back to homepage. I like to show them free resources, and I like to include contact. That's everything about website. Now let's move to speed optimization. For speed optimization, the most important part is fonts. Fonts load on every single page load. That's why it's important to always use web font and ideally the smallest size possible. In this example, I use WOFF2, which is the best format you can currently use. That's about fonts. Let's get back to Designer and let's talk about images. When it comes to image optimization, Webflow gave us one-click solution. All images that are JPEG or PNG, you want to select them and you want to hit compress. This way they will be compressed to WebP, smallest size possible. And you can do it in group. Let's close the image tab and let's talk about images in collections. Because we have also one-click solution. You just hit the three dots here and you hit compress assets. And Webflow will automatically compress all assets within the collections. This is a huge time saver. Next, we gotta make sure that we delete all unused styles in the style selector. So I'm gonna just hit remove, voila, all unused styles are deleted. This also significantly improves the loading speed because every time a user loads page, it has to load styles. And last thing, when it comes to website, we also want to delete all unused interactions. And that's it. We optimized website. Next thing, let's talk about structured data. Structured data. It's a piece of code that helps search engines understand what is on your website. And if implemented correctly, Google can display rich search results, and these results, they lead to higher click-through rates, meaning you might convert more customers on the website. In this example, this piece of code might display this beautiful snippet in search results page, leading to better CTR. And now, obviously, it's very easy to get lost in this JSON code. And that's why I created with my friend an app called SchemaFlow, which allows you to create these code snippets without writing any code. I'm gonna launch SchemaFlow and I'm gonna show you how easily you can add structured data to your website. In this case, I'm gonna show you FAQ page because probably the biggest power of SchemaFlow is that you can also map collections, which makes sure that all the structured data on your page that are mapped are always up to date. So in this case, I'm gonna select frequently asked questions and I'm gonna simply add a field. I'm gonna fill out accepted answer. I'm gonna save, create. It's this easy to add structured data to your website. Just install SchemaFlow and create any structured data that makes sense for your website. Before you launch your site, you need to get familiar with 3 services. First one is pagespeed.web.dev, and here we always want to make sure that SEO is 100. Next tool is Google Search Console, and in this one, first you want to set it up and then you go to sitemaps and here you submit your new sitemap, making sure that the indexing starts faster. And the last tool you gotta implement is Google Analytics. And that's it, bro. You just saw the complete Webflow 2024 SEO guide. I hope you liked it. Leave a like. Make sure to comment below if you have any questions. I'm happy to help you on your Webflow journey. Subscribe and have a nice day. Ciao.